questions over her.
Really? It took 3 years? No, just kidding. No technical difficulties
First time
today.
for everything. I know, right?
Right, right.
Hey, everybody.
Hi.
Okay, now we're giving you exactly 10 seconds to get your babies out of the room.
Put them up.
We're having a juicy adult conversation, so get to getting. Okay, that's enough. So,
Time's up. Grown
right.
folk talk.
That's right.
Here
So
we go.
listen, we are talking about. It's my drum roll.
Oh, it's me?
Yeah,
I don't have a movie phone voice, but no, we are talking about, are people happier when they are having more sex?
Are people happier when they're having more sex?
So I'll say this. This is a friend of mine who is not right.
And then their name rhymes with.
Not telling, but a wonderful person
Mhm.
who is not having sex right now. And
I'm talking about me.
I'm not talking about you. Let me get through this sentence.
I am wonderful.
But she is absolutely 100% sad behind that.
Oh, yeah, we know.
She is sad and lonely and depressed about it. And it's not just sex for her, but she wants
The connection.
a person who wants to,
Companionship.
who wants her, right? And yes, she does want to be touched, and she does want
Yeah.
the intimacy. But speaking about just the happiness part about it, because that part is missing from her life, because her life is full.
Mm-hmm.
She is 1,000%, or 1,000,000%, if I could give a percentage, like in a space where if she could have one wish in life, it would be that. It would be for a person.
When was the last time she had a person in her life? Does she have any kids? Has she ever been married?
It's probably going on. It's closer to 2 years now.
Does she have any kids?
One.
Okay.
2 years is not a long time.
Prior to that, it had been many years.
But she still had, she's in the last 2 years.
Which lends to the fact that when you are missing something for such a long time, you may not remember how important it is. You have it again, and you're like, and then it's gone again. You know what I mean?
No,
So for her, that's the space that
I
she's in.
disagree with you. I think that 2 years is a long time to go without human connection. And I'm guessing she doesn't have that. Human connection, human touch. I think that's a long time. I had a friend who went through a divorce, and she had really, prior to her divorce, had really nice skin, pretty skin, beautiful skin. And I sound like the president. She had beautiful skin. She was the best skin ever.
You don't sound like him.
Right.
Okay.
I felt like I did. Anyway.
I don't know that he's the president as much as the person living in the White House.
Yeah, he is that. So she had a breakout on her back, and it was just full of all these very pink bumps. She's very fair skinned, and it was awful.
Mm-hmm.
She went to a dermatologist, and they asked all the obligatory questions. Have you changed your diet? Are you using any new soaps? Blah blah blah. So when they got out of her, that I'm going through a divorce, they were like, "Oh, well, are you seeing anybody?" Well, no. Okay, you need to go get regular massages. Human touch is essential to good, self-care. You need human touch. We all need hugs. You need to be touched. So she started getting regular massages, and her skin cleared up. So human connection for, no human connection, no touching, no hugging or whatever, for 2 years is a lot. It really is, because it's not good.
I don't know. I mean, I went the first 4 years of my life without sex, and it was tough.
But you had human connection though, because your mom was right there on it.
I mean, the first 4 years, it was tough. It was tough.
And that's the only time he's ever had it,
It was tough.
I don't know about them being happier. Because if you're in a relationship and all you're getting is, sex, I don't know that you're happier because you really have to have the emotional to go with it. So, in full transparency, it's been 3 years for me, and I would like to have a person that's in my life that just wants me, and I would like to have that. But I don't think I'm less happy. Maybe it's because I'm still getting that dopamine hit in the gym, and because that's my form of, sex, I guess, exercise. That's it
That's
for
how you're
me.
releasing those
That's
endorphins.
yeah. That's how I'm
you're
getting I'm getting
yeah.
that hit.
Yeah.
So, and that's what I do. And I do it for hours. So I come home and I'm like, yes, I'm good. I feel great.
Worn out.
Yeah.
Right.
Take a shower, go to bed.
I need a massage.
You know, to like add on to that, because we think very similarly when it comes to that. I've been on both ends of the spectrum, right? So I've made, there's been times in my life that I've made a conscious decision to abstain. And I the reasons that I did that were many, but the bottom line is, it's not like basically I'm not a casual sex person. So unless there is someone in my life who I am connected to, who is my person, who I have a heart tie to, I'm not doing that. So those were my reasons before. Right. There's been other times that it was for religious reasons. But whichever it is, I feel like my life was so full, whether it was with children that kept me busy, or with work, or obligations, or responsibilities, or celebrations, whatever it was, I felt like my life was so full that I wasn't missing it,
So you weren't not happy.
I work, right, that too, but I also am a believer that, God was preparing who I was supposed to be with for me. So I was very patient in that respect. I wasn't out on the prowl, peeking in bar windows trying to see, you know what I mean? I wasn't doing all of that. I wasn't.
Little golf hat
right
from the side of the window.
He's here.
right. You. No, I wasn't doing that, and nor did I want to do that. But I do feel, honestly, being transparent, even though I wasn't actively looking for a partner or the person, because I felt like God is going to bring that person to me, or He has done that. But I feel like you cannot be actively looking for that and be longing for it at the same time. So even though I wasn't in a direct search for it or active search for it, doesn't mean that there weren't times where I felt like I want to be held and I want to be touched.
It just wasn't at the top.
Right, but I mean, certain times when you're quiet in your own space, you may wake up and you may feel like, wow, I wish there was someone that I could share this with, or I could talk to, or that would hold my hand, or it's been such a bad day, somebody that could listen to me. You know what I mean? Whatever. You can be doing both things at the same time, where you feel like your life is full and complete without it, but still, yet, you long for that connection with someone. And I don't know if the connection in this instance is for everybody, that it has to relate to sex, because intimacy does not have to be just sex. It's just the actual connection with the person. I feel like you can have sex and not really have intimacy with people if you aren't connected with them, if things are going bad, if your heart's not in it anymore. So that kind of sex probably wouldn't make me happy either. But at the same time, if it's all good and it's all right and it's with the right person and the connection is there, I feel like it's a blissful thing if you're having more sex.
The long and the short answer is yes.
Yes, it does make you happier.
It does make you happier, but there are some caveats. It needs to be good sex. And I don't know if they put it in the dictionary, but masturbation is sex. So if you're having that, you are having sex, you're just not having it with another person. So, it's...
I don't count that as sex.
I don't either.
I don't count it as sex. I don't count it as,
I think of sexual intercourse as two or more people.
Right.
Well, one person...
I'm not saying it's right biblically. I'm just saying that it's not
we're not
sex.
going to even get into the God part of it, but I mean, masturbation is sex. I mean, if you get caught having sex, they charge you with, you know, having indecent exposure, whatever, in a public place. They charge you with the same thing if they catch you masturbating.
Indecent
It's
exposure.
yeah.
But I'm saying
Not
whatever
because you're
whatever the technical charge is, it's the same thing if there's another person involved or not.
I mean, you can go somewhere and flash somebody and get arrested for that, but that's not sex.
There are
Raising
clinical
your shirt.
people. There are clinical people that would say that it was a sex act. You would be charged with a sex crime. So, I mean, using the standard of the law,
That's not sex though.
using the standard of the law, I kind of see it the same way.
Okay.
So let go ahead and make your point.
Yeah.
But that's one caveat that, you know, that it's good sex because, you know, I mean, you can have a bunch of bad sex and be pretty miserable. So, you know,
Yes, you can.
and you know, you touched on it a little bit, Kim. I believe you said that, you know, with somebody that you know, that drives you, that makes you happy, that, and you said it too, a person that you really enjoy. All of those things have to kind of happen together, and you know, I think that
More of something bad is not ever gonna be good. That math doesn't matter.
just a lot of it. You know, it's just, you know,
Oh my God!
but
So
I mean,
a lot of bad sex can equal like one good cow.
it's a pacifier. It's a coping mechanism.
Okay.
I mean, have you ever gone to a
But it
aunt's
doesn't make
house
you
or a
happier.
relative or somebody's house, and they just had a whole bunch of stuff? It was stuff here, stuff there. They had these little trinkets. Every place they went to, they had an ashtray. It was ashtrays. They didn't smoke. It's like, it's just a lot of stuff at the end of the day. It doesn't have a theme, and it doesn't make you happy. It's just stuff at the end of the day.
So a lot of bad sex could make you kind of happy then.
It can pacify you.
It could pacify you.
So I equate this
Until
to
you
a
get to the good sex.
what do you call those things with a lot of food, like
Buffet.
a buffet? Like you go to a buffet and it's all this stuff. It just looks like a lot of food, and then you try everything, and nothing is really good. It's just a lot of it.
Mhm.
So you aren't gonna starve, but you aren't gonna
You're
be
gonna eat,
satisfied.
But you're gonna eat.
But you're gonna eat.
You're gonna pick.
You're gonna pick at it, right? Yeah, and complain the whole time.
Yeah.
Right? And where else are we gonna go?
Right.
But so I think that, you know, there are some caveats, you know, and it helps. It does, you know. And I mean, I had to learn that at this age, that, you know, it has to be with somebody that you enjoy. It has to be good sex.
Mhm.
Because I mean, I spent probably, you know, no offense to any of my partners during that time, but I spent a lot of time in my 20s and 30s just having a bunch of sex.
Mm. With no real connection, just. But you know what?
There were times.
In your defense, that's what young men do. They're just out here like bang, bang, bang. I'm just happy. They just walk out with just a condom, and just like ready. Like who's getting it today?
What is condom?
Oh my goodness.
That's what young men do. Not that this is the topic. I think at this point, I think men should be more discerning. And I'm disappointed when I meet a man who's not. I'm like, oh.
I feel like everybody
But-
should be more discerning. Not just.
I had to grow
Well,
to
but
that.
we're talking about how men.
And we're a show for people after 50. So I had to grow to that. That wasn't something that,
Right.
you know, and it wasn't
What did
like,
you do?
you know, the switch just went off at 49 and a half.
Yeah.
You know, it was a gradual build up. I had to learn through experience. I had to lose some. I won a few. But it was something that I had to really grow to that point.
Does it make you happier now? Do you find sex more enjoyable in your 50s or 60s?
Yes, but I don't have the time that I had in my 20s. In my 20s, I could really dedicate a lot of time to it. So it has to be quality at this point,
Right.
because I can't do that. I can't date. I'm not gonna be at all the clubs. I'm not gonna do all of those things. You know, it's crazy. And we talked about it off air. You know, that my life has so much meaning in so many things that it didn't have meaning before. So I can't dedicate time to something, and it takes time to juggle women, and you all know the street term for that. But I
I
can't.
don't actually. Juggle.
I'm not gonna say it on air.
Oh,
What does it rhyme with?
juggling women.
Running pros.
Oh, running hose. That's a
Is that a term?
Yeah.
Running like you
Alright.
pimping?
big pen.
Well, it's not, I don't know if there's money involved.
Running through hoe? Is that what it is?
It's,
running
it's a
hoes?
colloquialism for
Just
dealing
running
with
hoes?
dealing with a lot of women. Yeah.
Over my head again, but that's okay.
All right.
I'm gonna
I've never
ask
heard
you
that specific term. I understand what it means though.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
a different light on the same scenario for you,
Mm-hmm.
right? What if your girlfriend took a job and it made her travel half the month? She was in the week, gone for 2 weeks, come home for 2 weeks. So your sex life changes because your access to her changes, right? All things on the table. We understand that, you've evolved, you're straight and narrow, but you don't have as much sex with the person that you're with. Is that going to make you less happy? Would you feel the difference? Like the subject is like people who are having more sex. Does it make them happier? Not necessarily people having more sex with different people, but in this case, it's one person that you're used to being with all the time that you just don't have access to. Would it change your disposition? Would you be less happy?
No, I mean I'm a big quota person. I'm gonna have my number of sex with, but it's just gonna be with my person.
No.
So when she comes home,
Oh, she's just never gonna go to sleep.
I mean, hopefully I put her to sleep. That's when you really, as a man, as a girl, turn over to round two.
Flip over.
Or just move your leg, do something. But at the same time,
Make up for lost time.
I'm gonna get my quota in, and it's gonna be a part of me that's gonna be like, I want to really do this more. I want to make it more impactful. So I'm going to, I know I'm not going to get that opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to, but it's still going to be the same net number of times. It's just not going to be spread out over as much time.
Gonna get yours all immediately within that weekend.
On the way home from the airport,
Oh
when
my
I pick
God.
up, no girl, take no Uber. I got you.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, Karen, did I see you pulled over on 294? Absolutely.
So I believe in an instance like that, when people have jobs that take them out of town, like when you meet someone, you fly a lot. You could be gone. You could be flying internationally. That person will have to be obviously very mature
Very.
and accepting of what you do and understand that I'm not going to be here every week. You know what I mean? So that your access to me will change. And it does take a level of maturity for people to accept that.
But in that example, a person also has to be a mature person and say, you know what, man, they got, man, I'm coming over. I'm coming over. When you got that layover in wherever, and not the places that you might think. If you got a 2-day layover in Montana, that's perfect. Because that's what we gonna do anyway. We ain't there to see Montana.
What if they were a manager at Fatburger? Not you, but I'm just saying, where they couldn't get away, where they're there a lot.
With Carrie.
All right. I'm just saying, if they had a job where they could just up jump and say, "Have a meet Trisha layover," then that would be wonderful. But what if they couldn't? And again, they would have to wait for her to come home.
It's gotta be a way that you can figure out how to do it.
I agree.
There's I mean, I might not, or Carrie, so to speak, might not be able to, do it every week or every month. But, man, we having late Valentine's Day at 8.
Carrie be making an effort.
Carrie will be making it work. Because, certain stuff, you have to treat it like the mortgage. Do you pay the mortgage or do you try to pay the mortgage?
Right.
Let me know
I
how
agree.
trying to pay the mortgage works out.
Right. I agree. If there's something, and I always tell people, what I've learned about men, y'all do what the hell you want to do. And men are hunters, so if you want me, you coming to get me.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe in that. So this person's a question mark. Men don't do question marks. They do exclamation points. So if you want me, you're coming to get me. If you want to meet me on my layover, if we're that serious, I'm putting you on my flight benefits. All you have to do is book a ticket and go pay the taxes. It's like $9 to get to Montana.
Right.
That's all you have to do. Just get your ass there.
And,
But if I can't, there has to be a level of trust. like, because like you said, because I'm out of town so much, I have to know that when I leave town, you don't have bitches climbing in through the window as soon
They
as
don't be
I-
running pros.
Right, running pros.
They might be pros too. They might be pros.
Whoa! Oh, another
You know
subject.
that that's not gonna be a thing with you. So, because then sex won't be enjoyable for me. If I think that this is community dick and that it's not just for me.
And I'm sharing.
Yeah, that's not enjoyable for me.
Yeah,
Like in
You
most
locked
men,
up.
y'all need to
Sharon was so
know.
sweet, and she had a fat. Oh, I'm sorry, I got off track.
Men need to know you're gonna get the best version of your woman emotionally and sexually, inside and out, north and south, when she is comfortable and she knows that that's hers.
She feels safe, secure in the relationship and within her
You
body.
will get the best. And
Yep.
sex will be enjoyable for her, and sex will be enjoyable for you.
You mentioned the example of a person who abstained in one form or another, and I know so many women that are just like, I got a maintenance man. I can't go without human
Oh wow.
touch.
I've heard that.
And it's a very popular notion. And you know, when I first heard it, you know, I was like, okay, man, that's a really empowered woman. She knows what she wants, and she went out and got it. But then I heard it from some people that I never thought that I would hear it from.
Really?
I was like, whoa, you didn't ask me? No, I was like, whoa, you know, that's different. I wouldn't have thought that for you. And I mean, it's funny because it's a level of development that you have to get to. And not everybody is equipped to build to that level.
I want to ask you what you mean by that. It's a level of development that you have to get to. Which side of it to get to?
To get to the
say-
point where you can say that this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have a maintenance man.
Okay. Because I feel like it's a level of development that you have to get to say, I'm not going to be slave to anything. Nothing is going to be governing.
Both are
Yeah.
levels, and hopefully not plateaus, but both are levels that you get to. And it's always amazing to me because you all know this about me. I attach angel wings to everybody I know. So when a person lets me know that I really only wear them angel wings at church. You know, the rest of the days of the week, I'm keeping God with a job. He ain't gonna have a day off because of me.
They sundown in a different kind of way.
Right. Right. Ain't gonna be on layoffs in heaven, not messing with me.
Oh my goodness.
So, I mean, it's a level of development, and I don't, in my mind, especially people that I'm close to, I don't see that for them. Unfortunately or fortunately, some of them grow to that level, and it takes me back at times.
And for the people who work apart or for whatever reason can't have access to each other like regularly, I feel like it could still work though. I don't feel like it has to. If you allow for it to build a wedge in your relationship, it will. But if you go into it like, we're gonna work this out, regardless if I can't even get to you, I'm gonna make when I do see you very special, and it's gonna make up for the lack of, consistency.
That was the point that I was trying to get to, is that when you have a situation where you have, you're not able to be together as much as you would like, and for whatever reason, it does make it so, we ain't got time to argue. We ain't got time for a lot of stuff.
Right.
So let's take the time that we do have, make the best out of it. Let's communicate as much as we can, because communication is so important. You talked about you have to be able to trust that person, and I think that communication is one of the foundational building blocks in trust.
Yep.
And so within that, it's still a tough one though. But if I have a person that I can't get to like that, then for me, it's gonna make me say, you know what? When I am with that person, I gotta make the best of it.
Right.
We don't have time to argue. Yes, I left the toilet seat up. I'm gonna do it again. If you're gonna scream and holler, get it all out now, because it's not gonna be the last time. And I'm really sorry now. But
It's not fun falling into the toilet.
You are a black woman.
That doesn't mean I want to
You
be
can
in
get
toilet water.
like a cheek wet, but you ain't falling in.
I have a big toilet.
You got a wide angle toilet?
It must be a big toilet.
I've never fallen in.
Thank you.
Yeah, I've fallen in.
I mean, like, oh, that's my left cheek got like brushed the water. That's it.
Well, when you feel it, you're like, whoa.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. But my point is that in those situations where I don't have access to my person like that, it makes the time that we do get together more special.
Yeah.
And again, something that I had to grow to. Because, I was wasting time. I mean, the first day of our rendezvous, when I didn't see you like that, we was arguing about some stuff that didn't even matter.
Right.
And we ultimately ended up doing what I wanted to do anyway. Or what I thought we needed to be doing. Or however that works. So I wasted the time arguing. And I had to grow to that. I didn't start off there. I promise you I didn't.
Yeah. No, I mean, growth is good. I do feel like, at the end of the day, people are going to make the best of a situation or let it just, tank it, one or the other. So I feel like at this old age, if you found somebody that you want to be with, you can't let logistics, break you up, especially if their heart is there, if their heart is in it.
Yeah, and I do think that couples who are having a lot of sex are usually couples who are very connected, and most of them are very happy. But just to be out here just willy-nilly, just slinging it, I don't know that those people are happier. I think if anything, they're unhappy and they're searching for something.
It's a Band-Aid for what they're really
I
missing.
don't always think that, I agree with that part. I don't always think that they're unhappy. I mean, sometimes, this is a destination, and sometimes you're just on the path, so you have to figure those things out. You're not unhappy, but you're not happy either. I think that there's a part where you can just kind of be going through the motions, and it's not making you sad. You're not depressed about it, but you know that it's not as good as it could be.
Well,
Or in my mind, you should know that it's not as good as it could be.
Depressed is a strong word, so I don't use that word loosely. I don't think that they're depressed. I think that people who are just going through the motions, who are searching to find something, I don't think that they're truly happy within. And I think that, like you said, they're using it as a Band-Aid. They're using it as a means to get love, and that's not how you get love.
And to add on to that, what she's saying is so spot on, because I do believe that a person who is, I would just use a word, unhealed or broken, right? And they're feeling this brokenness with sex, a lot of sex. What you are attracting while you're broken, I really believe when you are healed and you're fixed, or whatever you want to call it, repulses you. So you're attracting hurt. You know what I mean? You're attracting something just because it's available. Not that it's good for you, not that it even real. It's just filling a void. It's a way to deflect from what you really have going on.
I mean, I definitely agree that there could be some causality.
But when you fix, you're gonna be like, damn, what the fuck was I doing? Who is this? What was that? You're not gonna feel very good about that. I don't think so. I don't.
I've learned to rationalize.
I don't think it's depression, but I do feel like it's.
I've learned to rationalize those things.
Okay.
She had a fella. Woo!
No. I don't know. I could be in the minority of the way I think, and that's okay. I just feel like.
I don't think you are.
Well, it's all about, us talking about it and expressing it and, sharing our perspective on it, because that's all we really know. And it's more important that people, our audience, actually share some of their thoughts on some of these topics that we have.
That's why we're having an in-person event on February 28th.
I want the people to expound on this. So, I mean, we're talking from relationship standpoints, but I would like the single people who don't have someone. Do you feel happier when you're having more sex, even if it's with a whole bunch of people? Like, I do want to know from not a relationship type of person, not someone in it, a relationship like you and I, but the single person out there, man or woman, if you weren't having sex, period, versus if you're having a lot of sex, not with just one person, if it is, fine, but even if it's not, if that was taken away, would that affect your happiness? I'm really curious.
I'd like to hear from, the maintenance people.
Oh my gosh, the
No, no.
Memphis man.
But the women and the women who love them. Because I think that there's a story. I mean, I've made some intimations in this show about what I feel like that's like, or what I have projected the people that I know to be.
Mhm.
But I would, I mean, but that's my perspective, and we certainly have never had these conversations. I would love to hear what they have to say. How do they feel? And I would suspect that there are some women that are like, hey, I'm empowered. I know what I want. I tried all of that other stuff, or for whatever reason, I find myself here. And right here, in this space and in this time, I'm in control of my body, and I choose to do this.
Okay.
I'd love to hear that side
A
of the
formal
story.
request has been made. Gary wants to know.
So listen, look at here. February 28th, we will be having an in-person event at
4507 South Indiana Avenue.
Get It Movie Phone. And listen, we have 2 rules. Absolutely no video recording, and be respectful of everyone's opinions. And the reason why we say no video recording, because we do take pictures and we posted pictures, but we want people to feel comfortable in expressing themselves, because we have real raw conversations, and people with big titles and big jobs and children and lives and spouses, and we don't want anybody feeling like they can't express themselves. So we want you to come. If you feel comfortable expressing yourself and telling your truth, you can do that, or
And if
not.
Yeah.
Or not, or you can just sit and listen. Either way, we want you to come. We want to see your face in the place, February 28th at 3 p.m. when DJ Clay.
It's always
delicious
a
food.
learning experience. What
Mhm.
what the people's experience and stories, and man, I learn something each and every in person from somebody.
I agree.
It's always fun to me because of the build up. You know, we're people don't see the part where we're running like crazy and we're trying to get this done and we're trying to do this and we do all of these things, and then you come off and you get to be it gets to be a really good event. But then after the shows, people are, you know, they come up and we all been privy to these. I had so much fun, and
Yeah.
it was this, and I was finally able to say something.
And you get to dance because DJ Clay got the beats going.
And you might
Banging.
meet somebody. If you're not having sex, maybe you'll meet somebody you have sex with. You never know.
I'm not gonna even comment on that, but you know,
You never know.
You never know.
Just saying, you have nice looking
It will be
people.
organic, too,
Yeah.
right?
So come on out, bring yourself on out, and we'll see you soon. Any more announcements?
Nope, that's it. Give Match.com a break and come on out to this
Right.
in person.
Come on out to Conversations Overheard.
good time.
Better than any dating app ever.
Absolutely.
So
All right, guys.
we'll see you soon. We'll see you next Tuesday, actually.
We will.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Thanks for tuning in, guys.
All right. Good night.
See ya. You got it? Good night, sweetheart. Well, in